uh, Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, in presence of both of them. Then there will be a speech by KTR Garu and vote of thanks by Umberto. That's it. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to one and all. Welcome to the MOU signing ceremony between Government of Telangana and Drilmec SPA, Italy. May I request all of you to please be seated. We'll be starting our ceremony in some time from now. Thank you. Our chief guest of the day, our minister sir, is already here. May I request all of you to please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, our Honorable Minister, Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu, is already in the venue. May I request all of you to please be seated. We'll be starting our ceremony within few moments from now. I request all of you to please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, once again a humble request to you all, please be seated. Our guests for the MOU signing ceremony between Government of Telangana and Drillmech SPA Italy are here. May I request all of you to please be seated, and may I all request our, good morning sir, a warm welcome to our beloved Minister Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu. A humble request to you all to please be seated and make yourself comfortable. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, under the leadership of our visionary Chief Minister Shri K. Chandrasekhar Rao Garu, a lot of industries which are global leaders in their own sectors have been coming to Telangana. Today is one such day where a global leader in oil rigs and ancillary parts manufacturing is going to set up their global hub here in Hyderabad, Telangana. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chetan and welcome to you all to the MOU signing ceremony between Government of Telangana and Drillmech SPA Italy. Drillmech SPA, a subsidiary company of Mega Engineering and Infrastructures Limited, MEIL Group, is a global multi-sector conglomerate based in Hyderabad. I'm talking about MEIL. Well, Drillmech SPA would be establishing its global manufacturing hub in Hyderabad. Drillmech SPA, a global leader in oil drilling rigs manufacturing, is about to invest around 200 million US dollars in this plant. Manufacturing, research and development are going to be a part of this plant, and also it's going to be a center for excellence to impact cutting-edge training to the people of Telangana or whoever is working in the plant. Well, I'll not take much time to talk about Drillmech. My AV team has made a small AV to tell us what they're doing. So may I request our AV team to please play the AV.
Drillmech SPA, a global hydrocarbons giant, will be setting up an oil drilling rig manufacturing facility at Hyderabad in India. Drillmech SPA is a global leader in design, manufacturing and supply of onshore and offshore rigs and a wide range of ancillary equipment. It was incorporated under the laws of Italy, having its registered office at Podenzano PC, Italy. Drillmech SPA has its subsidiary companies such as Drillmech Inc., based out of USA, Seismotechnica, based out of Belarus, Drillmech Oman and Drillmech Russia, manufacture and supply the most advanced drilling rigs offshore and onshore to major national and private oil and gas companies across the globe. They have so far delivered close to 600 rigs worldwide. This manufacturing hub will be catering to the needs of Far East and Middle East and North Africa region development and production. Drillmech has activities spread across 30 countries. It proposes to invest around 200 million US dollars in the new unit that would automate the processes and deliver to its customers across the globe, including major players like Pemex, Saudi Aramco, Aker BP and ONGC. The global hub would focus on manufacturing, research and development, developing skilled resources with a dedicated center of excellence. Automated technology adaptation would minimize the human intervention and make the systems more efficient and safe.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So you have seen what DrillMech is up to, and ilanti global leaders, mana Telangana ki ravalante, it's really a proud thing for all of us. May I request all of you to please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now may I request CEO of DrillMech International Private Limited, Shri Uma Maheshwar Reddy Garu, to please join me on the stage. Uma Maheshwar Reddy Garu, and may I request Harsha to please welcome Uma Maheshwar Garu with a sapling. Thank you, Harsha. And Uma Garu, may I request you to please be there on the stage to welcome all our guests. Now may I request Vice Chairman and Managing Director of TSII, Shri E.V. Narasimha Reddy Garu, to please join us on stage. And I request Uma Maheshwar Reddy Garu to please welcome Narasimha Reddy Garu with a sapling. Thank you, sir. And now may I request Principal Secretary, Industries and Commerce, Information Technology, Government of Telangana, Shri Jayesh Ranjan Garu, to please join us on stage. And Uma Garu to welcome Jayesh Garu with a sapling. Thank you. And now may I request Honorable Minister for Municipal Administration, Urban Development, Industries and Commerce and Information Technology of Telangana, Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu, to join us. And Uma Garu welcoming KTR Garu with a sapling. Thank you. And now may I request CEO of DrillMech SPA Italy, Shri Simon Trevisani, to please join us on stage. Thank you. And Uma Garu to please welcome Mr. Trevisani with a sapling. Thank you, gentlemen. Well, whatever we do in our country, we started with a positive spiritual vibe, and lighting of lamp is one such thing for us. May I request all the gentlemen on the stage to please join us for lighting of the lamp. A spiritual positive vibe, which is a symbol of prosperity. And on this occasion of lighting of the lamp, I would like to hum few lines of Deepa Slokam, which says, Shubham karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhana sampada, shatru buddhi vinashaya, Deepa jyotir namostute. A lighting lamp is a symbol of happiness, prosperity, and progress, I say. Thank you, gentlemen. May I request all of you to please be seated. Well, in our culture, when we say Shri, it means, it's a term of respect. Now, may I request the CEO of DrillMech SPA Italy, Shri Simon Trevisani, to please take over the podium and welcome all of the dignitaries present here. Mr. Simon, thank you.
Hello, good morning to everyone. Welcome to this important event. So, first of all, thank you, Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu, Honorable Minister of Industries, Government of Telangana, for welcoming us and sparing your valuable time here on this wonderful occasion. We are greatly indebted to you and the Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana, Shri K. Chandrasekhar Rao Garu, for his global vision and adopting industry-friendly policies and investment-friendly climate in the state of Telangana. In fact, his vision and your mission have driven us to strongly consider the opportunity to establish our global oil drilling rig manufacturing hub in Telangana. Through there have been invitations from different countries across the globe and many states in India. We have chosen Telangana precisely because of the conducive atmosphere created by the state government. Natural, human, and other allied resources drew us to our Telangana. We have known entire Europe and noticed your dynamism. and proactiveness, and we are happy to meet you on this great day. KTR, sir, thank you. May I take this opportunity to thank you for your support, and with your permission, we are enthusiastic to run you through our detailed presentation. So basically, who we are. Oil and gas, earth, water, high pressure, low pressure, Arctic cold, desert heat, cities, oceans, mountains, tropical forests, complexity, adversity, energy for our lives. We never accept the status quo. We never stop. Because only those who know this industry in depth can afford to reinvent it. Safety, reliability, and agility. For us, they are not just a way of doing things. It's who we are. In a market where it was believed that to go deeper, you have to go higher, we proved the contrary. It's not the strongest who wins, but the one who adapts. And we face challenges, reshaping and innovating. Every day, at any time, for over 100 years. We are DrillMech. In this slide, we can see together the history of DrillMech, where it's basically 100 years of history. Actually, my family bought a couple of companies in 1980s, and from there, we developed the innovative technologies for making this business safer and more, I would say, automatic in the operations. At the beginning, we started with the water division as a small company, then through acquisition of Masarenti Ballerini, deeply rooted in the field since 1929, so at the beginning of the century. We moved from onshore and then offshore. Offshore is considered in our business the most technological content field. Then in 2004, we established the DrillMech brand name that we started to market and spread our way all around the globe. In the 2020, we joined the MAI group, where basically is pushing us to grow and to expand worldwide in the different locations with more capability and more support. The history is telling us that we started with the beginning, very simple design under license from American design companies. You can see in this slide the first rigs and the first facility in Piacenza that was 1922. 1922. It's exactly 100 years ago. The facility was in the city center. The expansion moved us to move the facility later on. I mean, not us, but of course, not me, but of course the previous company to move in the countryside for expanding. And from that point, this company has been one reference in the field for innovative technologies. The last technologies we moved to offshore, to deep water, to automatic robotic rigs. Today, the company is the first, ranking the first place as a manufacturer of drill rig for onshore, and probably the second and the third in the offshore. This you can realize that we are one of the few that we are distributing worldwide, from North to South America, from Europe to Asia Pacific, and to Africa and Middle East. In total, we distributed 600 rigs in our history, most of them in the last 25 years. Today, the establishment of the manufacturing plants are based in 3 main facilities, the one in Houston, the one in Italy, and one in Belarus. One for serving and support the North America and South American market, the Central Europe for supporting Middle East and Europe, and the Belarus for Russian all the countries related to Russia. That's the example of how our capability is moving in supplying customized, engineered, specific design for specific scope. This is basically Arctic technology. So we move from -55 to +55. There are not many companies doing this worldwide. This is an example of the Caspian Sea, the Kashagan, where basically all around it looks, it seems to be land, but it's ice. So we can reach the location only during the summertime. We were talking about facilities. This is the Piacenza facilities with mainly in the picture the testing area. We need a lot of space because one single rig up is almost one, I would say, football. Consider the size of 100 meters per 60. So if you have 3 or 4 of them, you need 5 or 4 stadium. This has to be understood. A football stadium. And this is an example of Piacenza plant where we do the bench test. We test our rigs before delivering. Nevertheless, the technology. We are developing in the last period of time a lot of digital simulators, satellite remote controls. You can see in this picture basically where in the left side there is the last generation of the simulator. We can test the stress of the driller during the operations and train him in order to face the most critical moments of the drilling. Training them, testing them. After the training period of time, they are ready to go to drill and to face these moments with more capabilities and reaction. At the same time, we developed the remote control to the satellite. Actually, the technology we developed in the 1990s, so many years ago. And today is reliable, stable, and one of the few available in the market where we can support the KPI, the performances, and give our service to our customer, understanding the problems in advance without moving to the site. And that is translated in efficiency, time-wise, and cost, reduction of cost. The plant in Piacenza is very modern. It's the biggest in Europe for the kind of system of manufacturing plant. It's based on lean production. And we developed this plant in starting from 2010, where basically we have the full capability for the full system integration. You can see the internal line of production of all the different equipment. Basically, we do the single parts and we put together, we test it together, and then we disassemble again, and we commission, we deliver, we commission to the final customer. So from this plant, we have the latest technologies applied to the rig, like we call cyber seat. Basically, is like to be in an airplane. You have all the joysticks, all the digitals, touch screens. So it's really the last advanced technologies available in the market. That is the logistic dedicated to the spare parts. And this is the testing area that I told you before. So we can test at the end the 5 rigs at the same time between smaller and bigger rigs. We can appreciate from the top that the location is pretty good. It's 250,000 square meters. And that is the last technology we developed and also we delivered to India, where we are proud with the ONGC project. Okay, then we move very fast to the Houston location. And that's basically, we had to establish this location for North and South American market. You have to be local, you have to be there, you have to be closer to the customer. So the footprint is not such big as the European one, but it's complete from the service point of view and manufacturing point of view. So we can do the entire system, the entire integration as well, with more dedicated design for American market. Here, the same system. We multiply the lean production system to all the plants we do. And the last, it's the Belarus plant that is dedicated mainly to the Russian territories, where we do also the seismic rigs for exploring the geological field for understanding if they are productive or not. And this is in cooperation with the local government, so in participation with them, where we have almost 500 people working there and Russian speaking, so we are capable to serve, to support the Russian territories. So you can see that the same system is applied to all different facilities, and the same one we will eventually apply in the Indian location, the Indian facility. Okay, perfect. So why we are here today? Basically, what we are looking for is to establish a center of excellence from manufacturing point of view for serving global wise market, because we are expecting an increase of demand of the rigs, or the demand of what we produce. And where the local capabilities, we can increase our efficiency and our capability to increase the production, to increase the capability in the R&D, where we need to innovate continuously to innovate, because we can only stay as a leader if we continue to invest in new technologies. And we're basically, the last point, but not the less important, is to train people. We always talk about new technology, digitalization, robotics, but this is a big change of mentality. And what is required is an academy for training people, for getting used to these new things, because it's a big change in our life. Now, today we are just playing with the iPhone like never before, but if you think in 1980s, that was, or 1990s, beginning 1990s, that was something amazing, no? The smartphone. We get using every day. In our field in drilling, we cannot use every day playing. If we play with the rig, we have a lot of risks, safety risks. So we need to train people before. And the academy will be dedicated in order to increase the knowledge, the capability of managing the rigs, and to maintain the rigs. What we are looking for. Our backlog today is roughly 1 billion, but we are expecting to increase in the next future the level of orders or backlog. So we need to increase the capacity, to expand it. We need to compete in the worldwide market. It doesn't mean only technology. It means also to be at the right place at the right cost. So we are targeted to move 95% of our production in India in the next couple of years, including the most advanced technologies. And the major components move over here in the next 10 years. That's a pretty a curiosity. I mean, a few days ago, I had a direct conference, video conference with Mr. Putin, the president of Russia. There was also, there were Minister of Energy, Minister of Finance, so all the top levels of the country. We were selected, we've been selected just 12 companies in Italy for discussing with the state the possibility to localize, also in this case, the production in Russia for serving the Russian market, but moreover, for partnering and for the future projects. We are supporting them in the huge Vostok project. It's a 1.3 trillion investment for Russia, and we'll be part of it, hopefully. And we are discussing important contract of supply rig. So this is the tendency. I mean, we closed at the end of the year 2021 a contract with Pemex, Mexico, in the important fleet for them, for their operations. So get in your mind, it's important because all the major oil companies are standardizing the fleet, are selecting one unique point of supply. Not many, just one. Partnering with them, developing technologies. And Drill McLachlan is being selected in Mexico, like in Russia, like in India. So let me invite on the stage Mr. UMR, please talking together with me about what we are looking for and what specifically we want to invest in Telangana province. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Simone. It is our pleasure to have Mr. K.T. Ramarao Garu, Minister for Industries, IT, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Mr. Jayesh Ranjan Garu, Principal Secretary, Government of Telangana, and Mr. Narasimha Reddy Garu, MD, APIC, and distinguished guests and the media, friends on this occasion. The Government of Telangana State, under the visionary leadership of Chief Minister K.C. Garu, has embarked on all-round development of the state. One of the important development aspect is the industries, which if you see today, it is coming down to 16% in India, and as per Make in India policy, we have to expand it to 25%. Fortunately, Telangana state already has a significant industrial base at 20%, and with this endeavor, the target of 25% can be achieved in Telangana state much faster. Having seen this development, especially the urban development, which is inexorably linked to industries and information technology, it was kept on the able shoulders of our KTR Garu and his vision. He diligently planned the urban rejuvenation and infrastructure and policy framework through various initiatives, creating a favorable climate for setting up of industries. Sri Jayesh Ranjan Garu, Principal Secretary, is able and exemplary skills in giving shape to these policies, enabling investors to make a Telangana state a favorable destination. MAL, which is Hyderabad-based multi-sectoral conglomerate, has acquired Drillmec and Petroven, the two companies involved in oil and gas exploration, from Italian group Trevi in 2020. Mr. Trevisani is coming from that group. He is ably explained what is the capabilities of the group and how it is mixing into our energy profile. Being a global manufacturer, Drillmec has delivered over 600 rigs, and their technology they have. Now Mr. Simone has explained, with over 600 rigs populated already, and with an order book of over 1 billion, it was poised to be taking to the next step of drilling. As of now, most of the drill rigs are manual based, especially in third world countries and developing countries, and all of them are shifting over to the automated rigging base, where Drillmec has an exemplary record and a technology to prove. They are already supplied over 600 to 40 companies, including Total, ONGC, BP, all the oil majors use them. This order book of 1 billion to meet the demand, and with the increasing demand from the oil sector, we are poised to compete for the competitive market segment. For that, having been led by our MAL group, we are looking for a setting up of facility, manufacturing facility at an appropriate and suitable location. Most of the orders, we are having a global order base. Though we have to set up it in Telangana, we have to meet the global order base, mostly in the Middle East, Latin America, which is our core market for Drillmec, along with ONGC in India. The global supply chain disruptions due to COVID has further necessitated the urgency of creating the facility earliest. To make this a reality, we require the unfettered support of government of Telangana in creating business-friendly environment and appropriate incentive regime in fundamental requirements. The promoter of the group is able to convince the drill to opt for Telangana, and we thank Mr. Simone for accepting this and coming up with a proposal quickly, considering the dynamic and proactive leadership of administration here. Today marks the first step towards creating this manufacturing facility, which is going to be a global hub, not only for supply to the local market, but to the all the markets where Dilmec has its line of orders. Hyderabad will take pride a place in the form of global rig manufacturing hub in the very near future. The facility will not only create a direct employment of over 2,500 people, will also enable ancillary units to scale up their technologies and manufacturing processes to match global standards. We request Telangana government to handhold us as we plan to roll out the first product within the next 9 months and the full facility to be completed within 18 months. The training facility will also complement the skill development initiative of the government of Telangana. The skill development here is especially important because these automated rigs require very skilled manpower. If you see a ITI electrician with 20-25 years of experience in the industrial field, he can draw 30,000 to 40,000 rupees. Same for person working in an oil rig, they will do exactly earn about 6 to 7 times that target. So our initiative in skill development will fall in line with the target of government of Telangana. This initiative will greatly help in building a manpower base for the future oil technology rig business. We thank Honorable KCR Garu, Honorable KTR Garu and Government of Telangana for inviting us to set up the shop. We will set up the shop at least, sir, once we get the land and other facilities. We are planning to target the production rollout under 9 months. Our first product, we have already, as I explained, over 1 billion order backlog is there to be fulfilled under next 24 months. So we have to start today to see that our targets are achieved at the earliest. We thank you very much.
Mr. Trevisani, would you like to give the closing comments, please?
Thanks a lot for going back and forward. Just last picture, but not less important. The group is investing in the new technology also for the what we consider renewable energies related to hydrogen. So it's already started the route because we invested in IP, intellectual property, for transforming the hydrogen from gas methane, and on the electrolyzers technology. This is an example of a distributor, a modern distributor, that will be built in Italy as a first case, but the technology will be transferred to India. So once again, our main route is advanced technologies. We are in the conventional rigs or we are in the new renewable energies. Always our target is to give the most advanced and efficient technology. And this is another example. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Trevisani, for letting us know what DrillMech is building and innovating across the world. And thank you, Mr. Reddy, for telling us what DrillMech will be doing here in Telangana. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to sign the Memorandum of Understanding. May I request our Principal Secretary, Industries and Commerce and Information Technology, Sri Jayesh Ranjan ji, and Mr. Simon Trevisani to please join and exchange the Memorandum of Understanding in presence of our Honorable Minister, Shri KTR Garu, and also Vice Chairman and Managing Director of TSIIC, Shri E.V. Narasimha Reddy Garu, and also the CEO of DrillMech International Private Limited, Shri B. Uma Maheshwar Reddy Garu. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for the future jobs, the future investment, and the growth of Telangana. Come on, I want those claps to be coming in. This is history in making. This is jobs. As Mr. Reddy told, 2,500 jobs and more than 200 million US dollars of investment here in Telangana. Round of applause, everyone. Come on. Thank you so much. May I request all of you to please be seated. Thank you. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you, and please be seated. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sitting at one place talking about development industries is easy, but to actually bring them needs laser-like focus and commitment. Your tweets, your actions, and the results which we are seeing, sir, speaks volumes about your commitment towards the industrial progress of the state of Telangana. Now, may I request the Honorable Minister for Municipal Administration, Urban Development Industries and Commerce and Information Technology of Telangana, Shri K.T. Rama Rao Garu, to speak a few words. Thank you.
Thank you. A very good morning to all of you. Firstly, I'd like to welcome Mr. Simone Trevisani, of the DrillMech SPA Italy. Thank you for choosing Telangana. Thank you for coming over all the way. I know it's a tough time to travel. Thank you, Simone, for taking the time out and coming all the way to India and coming all the way to Hyderabad and Telangana. Thank you to Mameshwar Reddy Garu. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for making this happen in Telangana. I know the company has had received offers from multiple states and multiple countries, but I'm delighted that you chose Hyderabad. I'm delighted that you chose Telangana to set up your operations. Jayesh Ranjan Garu and to Narasimha Reddy Garu, please continue to do the good work that you've been doing for the last 7.5 years in making Telangana one of the most industrialized states in the country. And to all the distinguished guests as well, I welcome you all. It's a great occasion for us because of a couple of reasons. One, this is a company that is basically an onshore and offshore rig manufacturing company, oil rig manufacturing company. Now, as you all know, Telangana is a landlocked state. We do not have a coastal line. We do not have a coastline. We do not really have a lot of oil and gas reserves. Nothing has been discovered yet. So therefore, we're actually not a captive customer per se for DrillMech. We're not really, there are not many customers in Telangana as such for a company like DrillMech. But the fact that they've chosen, after Italy, after US, after Belarus, to set up shop to set their unit in India, and among Indian states, even though they have had number of offers, number of invitations, the fact that they've chosen Hyderabad and Telangana is a telling comment on the ability and on the able governance, being rendered in the state of Telangana under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri K.C.R. Garu. In the last 7.5 years, under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, not only have we been able to come out with some really pioneering policies like TS iPass, which continue to set, new benchmarks for the industry, which continues to raise bar for the other states and other governments across the country, which also continues to ensure that Telangana remain on top on the ease of doing business rankings, rankings given by Government of India and World Bank together. I'm very proud and pleased to welcome DrillMech, because they are going to invest, as was pointed out, about $200 million into setting up this unit. It will be a manufacturing unit, as Simone has explained. It will also have a research and development center. And they're also looking to establish a high technology, new age, you know, a tech center which will work on hydrogen and other emerging technologies. I welcome them, and I am also told that this center will possibly give gainful employment to nearly 2,500 youngsters, and I hope, and I'm confident that with Uma Maheshwari Reddy Garu and Simone and the entire team, leading from the front, majority of these, 80 to 90% of these employees, will be from the local area, from Telangana. Our local youngsters would get gainful employment. Now, as was also pointed out, they already have $1 billion order pending, so they want to start ASAP. I assure them from the government side that we will hand over land, and we will also ensure that you receive some fiscal incentives to make manufacturing in Telangana, to make manufacturing in India very, very attractive. In fact, one of the things I'm very proud of, Hyderabad and Telangana initially, in fact, we did not have many large, pure play manufacturing companies. But in the last 7.5 years, we've been able to attract many manufacturing companies. And I request, Simone, to possibly also look at bringing in your entire ecosystem of suppliers, of vendors, so that you can actually have them all around you, so that it becomes that much more easier for you to, achieve scale and achieve also efficiency. Now, the one thing I would like to point out to my friends from media is that while Telangana has been growing, and while Telangana has made a name for itself as one of the most proactive, industry-friendly states in the country, unfortunately, we have not received the support that a state like Telangana ought to get from Government of India. We've been promised special incentives for industrialization, to encourage industrialization, to encourage more employment creation as part of the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act 7.5 years ago. Now, tomorrow, Government of India is set to present its next budget. I think this will be the 8th budget after the formation of Telangana. And we continue to wait. In spite of our numerous pleas, in spite of our numerous requests, we continue to wait on the delivery of the promise made to the people of Telangana and also Andhra Pradesh. Both states were made a promise that we would be getting special industrial incentives. None of that has materialized. In spite of that, of course, Telangana continues to grow. The other thing I also wanted to point out, we have been appealing to Government of India that, it can't just be good sloganeering, just making a slogan, coming out with a slogan like Make in India won't just make it happen. You'll also have to back it with some reforms, with some solid policies, and with infrastructure creation. As part of the vision of our Honorable Chief Minister, we are launching, in fact, we've launched India's largest textile park in Warangal, called as the Kakatiya Mega Textile Park. And we are also set to launch Hyderabad Pharma City, which will be the world's largest pharma cluster. With these two large manufacturing, destinations and manufacturing activities, which will create a lot of employment, we have sought support from Government of India. Unfortunately, we have not received much response, much encouragement. Likewise, we've also sought creation of new industrial corridors. 6 new industrial corridors have been requested by our Honorable Chief Minister, the Government of India, on several occasions in the last 7.5, 8 years. Unfortunately, even that has not materialized. I hope and I pray that when the government presents its budget tomorrow, because Honorable Prime Minister, keeps espousing the Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas mantra. He says, Team India, we have to carry every state along. But a progressive state like Telangana, which is the 4th largest contributor to Indian economy, if you continue to ignore us, if you continue to, overlook us just because of our ideological and political differences, it would be a great travesty. It would be a great tragedy, in terms of promoting industrialization in the country, in terms of creating more employment, in terms of your whole Make in India campaign, in terms of your whole self-reliant Atmanirbhar Bharat. So my humble appeal to the Honorable Prime Minister, to Honorable Finance Minister, is to please keep your promises, to keep the promises that you have made to the people of this country, to the people of Telangana, to the people of Andhra Pradesh, and to ensure that our children get more and more jobs by way of these activities that can be promoted and propagated more effectively by progressive states like Telangana. So once again, I thank DrillMech, and I will also assure you, after having said that, I will also assure you, whether or not we receive support from Government of India, we will continue to grow, we will continue to do well, and we'll continue to push the envelope. At the same time, we'll also continue to raise our voice for justice. We'll continue to raise our voice to demand what is rightfully ours. So once again, I thank you very much, Simone and the entire team of DrillMech, and to the entire team of Mega Engineering who's here. Thank you for bringing this investment to Telangana. Thank you for choosing us. I look forward to you growing and partnering with you as part of this journey. Thank you. Good day.
Thank you so much, sir. The last line which you said, "We will continue to grow," speaks a lot about your commitment towards industrial progress. Last but not the least, may I request Sri Umberto Lavesi, Head of Projects, DrillMech, to please come on stage and deliver his vote of thanks.
Good morning. DrillMech thanks all our honorable guests who assembled here on this grand occasion of its global arm, DrillMech SPA, signing an MOU with the government of Telangana. Outstanding results can be achieved through the union between Indian and Italian cultures. The goal of DrillMech is bringing and developing, also in India, the highest technologies in the field of oil and gas drilling and energy, always targeting the maximum safety, efficiency, and productivity. May I take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana, Shri K. Chandrasekhar Rao Garu, for his vision and providing us an opportunity to establish a manufacturing unit in Hyderabad. I thank the Honorable Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu for creating an investor-friendly environment in the state and encouraging industries to set up units. I thank him for sparing his valuable time in gracing the occasion personally and extending his support. I thank Shri Jayesh Ranjan, IAS Principal Secretary Industries and IT, for facilitating this massive activity, which soon will take shape and become a thing of pride for the state of Telangana. May I take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to Shri E.V. Narasimha Reddy Garu, Managing Director, Telangana State Industrial Infrastructure Corporation, for leading the initiative from the forefront. I thank Shri Simone Trevisani, CEO of DrillMech SPA, and Shri Umameshwar Reddy Garu, CEO for the upcoming manufacturing hub, DrillMech International, for taking time to deliver their presentations and providing necessary insights. Last but not least, I thank all the learned friends from the media for their interest in their enthusiastic participation in the MOU signing event. Questions will be taken from the media after the honorable guests leave. Thank you.
Gracias. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being a part of this event. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Our representatives from DrillMech would be here. If our media friends would like to interact with them, they can. Thank you.